What's up guys and welcome back to On the Brick. Today we are going to talk about minifigs.me. They recently sent me 2 Commander Shepard minifigs for free, and all they asked was that I make that review video for them, but I figured why not also make a full video talking about who they are and what they provide. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I hope you like what you see and consider subscribing if you do, because in my Let's Talk About series, I look at all sorts of different custom LEGO providers and what they have to offer and if they are worthwhile. Minifigs.me in this case is a company based out of the UK, and unlike the majority of sellers that I review on this channel, Minifigs.me is not just 1 or 2 people, but instead they actually have quite the full team. They of course have the founders, but they also have marketing, designers, printers, customer service, and even quality control, which is great because, well, to spoil things just a little bit here, it appears based off their website that Alex is a newer member of the team, and it definitely shows. And I mean that in the absolute best way, as I personally have seen an improvement in their quality. For those of you who have been around for a little bit, you might remember the video I made showing off their minifigs from Avatar: The Last Airbender, the majority of which were pretty good, the exception in my opinion being Iroh, which really just didn't hit the mark, but then again, no one has made a good Iroh minifig. However, you may recall the biggest issue being the sheer inconsistency in the printing. You can actually see this on the item page. If you take a look at the Toph, you can see both in the piece of earth she is holding and more specifically on the sides of her legs that the printing just is not aligned correctly. This does come with 2 huge caveats though. First, these are likely old pictures, and second, when you're looking at the minifig in person, it's really hard to tell these minute differences in the printing. But I bring all of this up to say that since then, the minifigs I have purchased from minifigs.me have certainly shown signs of improvement. I can't really show this on screen here as I don't have this particular minifig on me, but I did make a custom one for my boss about 6 months ago, which came out perfect. And the 2 Commander Shepard minifigs which they just sent me, while still slightly flawed, were significantly better. In other words, I do think they are someone absolutely worth checking out. So, what exactly do they have to offer? Well, a lot. When you first go to their website, you are immediately met with 3 separate options. You can create your own minifig, look at any of the various ranges of minifigs they offer, or buy individual parts. To clarify, this is mainly minifigure parts, hats, torsos, that kind of stuff, though some accessories are included. The create a minifig option is how I made the one for my boss. It's quite simple. You just give it a name and hit start building. You can then pick from one of 4 skin tones to whatever fits your liking, and then just go basically top to bottom. You can pick whatever kind of hat or hair you might like, even being able to sort by the specific hair color or hat type, and then you can pick from endless possibilities of heads and faces. There are so many possibilities here that you will absolutely find something that fits your needs. I personally have a beard and glasses, so I'm going to go with this one here. And then it goes to the torsos where the real fun begins, because not only can you pick from a huge variety of different torsos, you can then customize those different options. For instance, I am a huge fan of Argentina, which, by the way, minifigs.me, if I may say this is inaccurate, they now have 3 stars. So I can pick this torso and then on the back put my own name and number. After the torso, of course, then comes the legs. These are much simpler. There's no real customization here. They have a huge variety, but it's just a matter of picking what you personally like. For this, I'm just going to go with the normal black pants. But then you are not done, my friend, because after completing your minifig, you then get to put it on a display of your choice, and yes, this is customizable. Whether you want a keychain, a magnet, a simple brick, a Game of Thrones Iron Throne, a pub background, a soccer field, a chimney, a cemetery, an arcade, literally there are so many different options. All you need to do is really just pick one. Seeing as how I'm going with a bit of a soccer theme, I'm going to pick the football pitch baseplate. Now, this particular one does not have any customization on it, but a lot of the other ones do, and then you can put your name or whatever else you want to on there. But what is a soccer man on a soccer pitch without an accessory? Unfortunately for me, the football is actually sold out right now, but that's okay because they have a whole ton of other accessories that I can pick from. For instance, seeing as how Argentina are currently world champions, I'm gonna go with this Gold Cup trophy. And the really cool thing here is you can actually get up to 4 accessories if you want. You don't need to be limited to just one. But in this case, I am going to go with just the one, and if you look down here, you see your total in pounds for the final price of your minifig. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, 20 bucks for a fully customized minifig is not that bad at all. Now, if you remember on the home screen, there were 3 options. There was this build a minifig, and then this other one over here, bits. Pretty much everything we just went through is what you'll find in those bits, but instead of making a full custom minifig, you can just pick the individual parts that you want. So let's say you really just want this moto racing arcade machine, you can get just it without having to purchase an entire minifig as well. But that third option, the character ranges or the custom minifigs, are probably why the majority of you will be visiting their website. Here, they have 4 main categories with a bunch of subcategories, as they have film, TV, and comics, pop culture, public figures, and then a generic other. But don't be deceived here, even though they only have 4 categories, they do have quite a significant amount of minifigures, as they have characters from like Stranger Things, Doctor Who, pretty much all sci-fi and fantasy. They have superheroes, they have horror, they have musicians, they have actual sports minifigs, they have historical figures and real life people such as Bob Ross or the Queen. They also have a bunch of video game characters. They have a category for just your everyday professions like firemen and policemen, and even one showing off cool women in history. You will absolutely find something to your liking in one of these categories. I personally have been looking to pick up quite a lot from them actually. I've been binge watching Breaking Bad recently. I'm a huge fan of Stargate. The Last of Us was fun, both the show and the game, and I still need to get the Azula to finish this off. On top of everything, the prices are incredibly reasonable. If you're into Doctor Who, for instance, you can get any of the Time Lords for about $15. Or I could buy the entire crew of the Nostromo for under $100. So overall, even though there are minor printing issues that have seen much improvement, I do think that this is definitely worth your time to check out. They're a really cool team, they're incredibly nice, their responses have been great, their prices are reasonable, they have a wide variety, you can customize your own minifig, and their shipping is pretty quick. If you order from the US, don't expect like next day shipping, but I did get all my minifigs from them in about a week or 2, which I'm perfectly fine with. So now I hand it off to you. Let me know what you think about Minifigs Not Me in the comments down below. Have you purchased with them? How have your experiences been? If you liked what you saw today, please do consider hitting that like button and subscribing for future reviews. Videos like this are only made possible thanks to people like you and to my patrons like Shiny Mimikyu. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.